Hello and welcome to the Brother Slim. This is Cam, and I am doing a little unboxing I'm pretty excited for. Here we have Mothership. Yeah, pretty cool. So this is as it says on the cool little box, a sci-fi survivor horror RPG, which scary stuff, not usually my jam, but tabletop gaming, pretty freaking cool. I am down with it for sure. So obviously this channel's been all board game based and such, but TTRPGs are kind of what got me into crowdfunding and everything in the first place too. So thanks for all the money into crowdfunding, I suppose, but lots of really cool, fun gaming memories too. Yeah, so this is, to this day, it's, oh god, I think it's 2 years past their expected delivery date, which, hey, it's crowdfunding, that happens. They've gotten a whole lot of flack, and personally, like, yeah, they're late, and yeah, maybe they could have communicated like a little bit better, but I think they've done absolutely great. There's nothing to fault them for, and I'm excited to open this up and take a little peek here. Yes. So we'll look at these little quick things here first too, just because then we can get them out of the way. 2 little, I think, crowdfunding exclusive patches, which is pretty cool. Launch crew, super cool. Survive, solve, save. That's kind of the theme of the game. Is if you're trying to do all 3, you're probably going to die, but you might be able to make out with 2 of those. To dust you shall return. Landing crew. Cool, cool. And then this is conversion kit. So basically, if you have any of their previous stuff, it's not really showing up that great on the camera, you can use this to update the previous things, which is cool. Very, very cool. It's a very nice card stock, if anyone's wondering. But yeah, let's open up this box. One thing I was kind of surprised with, and pleasantly actually, is the box is small. And I've got so many big projects, games, and books, and used to the giant D&D books that the small package is kind of a pleasant surprise and change. And like, I'm sure on the campaign it said what size book it was, but yeah, I just couldn't remember. It's been a long time. So yeah, pleasant surprise given the size. That's very nice. Me likey. If I recall correctly, this art is done by one of the creators of the game, Sean McCoy, I believe. Yeah, Sean McCoy and Alan Girding, if I remember correctly. So he did a whole bunch of the art on the first one, and he's done a little bit of art for this crowdfunding project. So this is the core set. Oh, let's take a look on the back of the box here too. There we go. So we just got the context, or contents, of what we got here, which is pretty cool. I was curious if that was going to be like a sticker that would come off, but my assumption is that this will be like a retail item as well, so it makes sense to have it on. So Mothership's an award-winning sci-fi horror role-playing game where you and your crew try to survive in the most inhospitable environment in the universe, outer space. Explore unknown star systems, excavate derelict spacecraft, and exterminate alien life forms. Backsuit not included. I think they're going to be exterminating you more than you're going to be exterminating them, but that depends on the person running the game, I suppose. Let's crack this open and have a quick sip of coffee. Cool, cool. Nothing on the back of the box there, but I freaking love it. Just the aesthetic of it, the black and white. Looks very nice. So these are little stands for little cutouts of those minis. We got some dice. Very, very, very nice. I think this is like it's been so long since I've read up on all this. These are the dice for the actual gameplay using D10s. Quite often it's like D100 you're trying to roll under, I think, is kind of the goal. So like you'll have, let's say a skill is 35, or you're trying to not panic or something. If you roll under 35, then you pass. If you roll over, then you fail. I think that's it. I don't think it's the opposite. And then the big yellow die is if you do panic and get all freaked out, you roll the d20 to see what happens, and very likely it's going to be terrible, terrible things. Mothership Companion, character creator, and dice roller. Fun, fun, fun. One of the things that they've kind of touted about the game, touted, I think. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong there, which one is correct. is that character creation is quite quick, simple, and easy. Part of that being you shouldn't try to get too attached to your character because they very well could die. Learn everything you need, all for free. Cool, cool. Stay safe out there. Lovely message. Ooh, I think this is the Game Master screen, which I think they've got a specific phrase for it that isn't DM. Oh, it's so cute and creepy. But I love the idea of going by DM, as in Digital Manager. I just think that would be fun. Cool, cool, cool. This is like the cutest little GM screen I think I've ever seen. I love it. It's chock full of lots of cool stuff. So what do we got here? Wounds. So case in point, roll a d10. Flesh wound could be minor injury, going up to fatality on a 9. And yeah. Oh, interesting. So 0, which is usually 10 in some cases, looks like it's the lowest one. And then up to 9. Yeah, so all kinds of stuff. Let's see. So gore and massive damage, or massive wounds. Awesome scar, +1 minimum stress, all the way up to your head explodes, no death save, you've died. All kinds of different rules. Okay, there's that D20 panic table, so anywhere from a adrenaline rush, which is minus stress for a while, so that's positive, all the way up to retire, roll up in a character, and heart attack, prophetic vision, all kinds of crazy stuff in there. Stats and save, cool. So sanity saves, rationalization, order from chaos. So yeah, lots of good info. Speaking from personal experience, I don't know if this is the case for everybody, but when I'm running TTRPGs, mostly D&D, but whatever else it may be, gotten to test Stormlight, which is pretty cool, and some other systems as well, like the Wildsea. I almost never end up referring to this unless there's something very specific that is really, really relevant. Usually it's, what's the OSR term? Like rulings over rules. Is kind of how I roll. And if I were to get a GM screen made up now, it would say, slow down and remember the NPCs. And that would be all it says. Let's take a look at this full art, though. Okay, creepy cool. So let's do a full little slow scan by, so you can take it all in. Love that M on that creepy skull. Kind of reminds me of like a Mandalorian skull, actually, just in a horror kind of aspect to it. Yep, that is really cool, and it feels nice. Feels like it's a good quality, which is always good to see from crowdfunding stuff. I think usually crowdfunding things, in my experience, are usually quite high quality. It's always disappointing when you get one that is not. This is, I think this is space stuff. Once again, it just feels nice, which is it's going to be too big to show. So basically, it is. I think this is specifically like space distances. So we have, let's see here, kind of down here. So contact visuals, damage life forms, firing, detection. So then down here, let's try and get that quick on, is just kind of showing the distances and what they mean as far as when you're traveling in space. It's a cool reference sheet, but again, it's a little bit too big to showcase here. But a cool thing to reference and pull out for sure. Okay, here are some tokens and those standees. That's the term I was looking for. So we have, this looks like it should be standee ships. Oh, you know what? Cool. I'm assuming you could totally just put these cutouts on that, that fold-out board I had, and then you could totally use it as a game board, which is pretty double-sided, which is nice. Oh, and they actually are the front and back of the people. Very nice, very nice. Obviously, I think acrylics are the nicer ones, but these are not really a necessary inclusion in the game, and they, I think, will add a lot to it as well. Because I know for me, I've got all kinds of fantasy minis and some 40k minis for sci-fi stuff, but those are kind of specific, and just some grungy general sci-fi dudes and ladies and aliens and ships are pretty freaking sweet. So definitely appreciate that it's the double-sided, which is just a nice touch. And then over on this one, we have some spacesuit people. Fun inclusion. And then we have some really creepy, gribbly techno monstrosities. And then some little tokens there too. Nice little inclusion on the extra tokens. Oh, and there's even something on the back. That's nice too. Baby got back. Look at those monsters. Gribbly, gribbly, gribbly. Cool. Alrighty, and here is our first rulebook, which has that fantastic art once again. So this is the Player's Survival Guide. And I think one of the really cool things about this company, Tuesday Night Games, is how well they utilize space. So you open it up, and the first thing you can see here is there is a reference for all of the damage and weapons, as well as armor on that very first page, which is cool. And then on the, oh, I used to work in publishing, and I can't remember what name this would be, the title page we'll call it. Masthead, maybe? That might be it. It's got the credits and stuff there too. So usually this page is blank or might have some other credits and such. And so the fact that it's used for relevant game stuff that you can quickly open up to reference is really cool. And then boom, here we go. How to make your character right away. Easily stepped out, which is nice. More fantastic gribbly art. I am a sucker for color books, but just how well done these black and white ones are is really cool. I like I said, I used to work in publishing, and seeing well done layouts and fun layouts that are still really usable, just gets my goat. It's in a good way. It's really cool. So these are the loadouts that your characters can get too, based on your I can't remember the specific name, class, race, whatever it might be. A thing I like about character creation, and I think is such a great idea for this kind of game where your character might not live too long, is trinkets. So you always have a trinket and a patch. And so basically that's kind of how you can formulate an idea for how your character is. So for example, let's roll some dice and let's just see what we get for our first character here. So, I'm not going to bother making an actual character, but just rolling on these tables here. So for a trinket, that is going to be a 45. And 45, preserved insectile aberration. So perhaps we got a bit of a science bend, or we just really like bugs, we think they're neat. And then what's our patch? 8. Nuclear symbol. Maybe we like big bombs and we like big bugs. And that could be something that we then take forward into our character and how they interact. So case in point, maybe the alien monstrosities that we're facing off against are bugs, and maybe our ultimate demise is we want to study them, and we want to take specimens when they're trying to kill us instead. And then there's so many other ones here, like Mudflap Girl for a patch, Eat the Rich, Be Sure Double Tap, Flame Emoji, for science, all kinds of stuff, F off Russia, Too Pretty to Die. Trinkets, a pamphlet of Zen and the Art of Cargo Arrangement, fun, or a manual of moonshining with gun, oil, and fuel. Miniature chess sets, holographic serpentine dancer, snake whiskey, fun, yes, all kinds of stuff, ranging all the way from the Legomorph foots, aka Bunny, up to a powdered xenomorph horn. So all kinds of zany cool things. And then equipment, so these are different things that your characters will have and be able to use for different things, which is cool. Pets, interesting. Carrying capacity, my least favorite rule in D&D. And a lovely, fun double spread of weapons of all kinds, which is pretty sweet. I love these double spreads. Like, they're just so cool. So this is the armor. And so not only does it just quickly tell you what the armor does, but the freaking double spread is so sick. Me like it a lot. And again, if you ever need to reference stuff, just on the front page there. So cool. So I was kind of planning on just flipping through all these books really quick, but I kind of think I'm just going to go through page by page and just showcase stuff. So safety instructions. So this is kind of TTRPG 101 about like stuff around the table. Stats, checks, and saves. Fun. So let's see your stats: strength, speed, intellect, your save, sanity, fear, and body. Advantage and disadvantage. I think critical success and failure is getting doubles, which is fun. So like 66 is the example that they give there. Stress. So this game is going to stress your character out, maybe you a little bit too. There's some fun little art there as well. Creepy, gribbly aliens. Yeah, the art is so much fun. So skills. So this is like how good you are at different stuff. And also just how short this book is. Like I feel like we're about halfway or more through, and we're only at page 25, which is cool. Like they crammed so much information on in like such an efficient manner. Creepy, gribbly aliens. Violent encounters. Oh, speaking of creepy, gribbly alien people, that is a disgusting monstrosity. Yeah, so some good examples. It's more of that like abstract cool art. I'm guessing that is the creator, Sean McCoy? I think that's the name. So wounds, once again, this stuff's all on other tables elsewhere as well. And another fantastic use of a double spread using their kind of abstract but definable range and distance. So case in point, if you are at long range and all you have is a wrench, you might be able to throw the wrench and that would be about all you could do. Yeah, such cool gribbly art as that giant, vaguely humanoid, also Mario flower creature is attacking and murdering people. Cool. Very cool. Alright, so you have different stuff and stuff. Oh, a classic alien homage there, I would say. Oh, jars with that Yep, once again, classic kind of alien reference. And so just a cool example to play with that illustration in the middle. Fun art. So part of going to ports is how you relieve stress and kind of come down after your crazy adventures of trying to, what are the three again? The three specific things. Survive, solve, save. Triple S. And then here we go. This is the guide to making your character, just in a little bit more thorough detail. And that is the last page of this book. One of their big taglines during their crowdfunding campaign is that you just need a single page to learn how to play, because all of the rules that you really need at the end of the day, as long as your game master has a handle on the rest, or at least a passing handle, is this, which is really, really neat. Cool. It's so small and so light. I think that's freaking awesome. Let's keep going here. Come on, little book. Get out of the box. Oh, wow. I might flip through a few of the books quicker just because there are three more. This is the Warden. That's the name of the GM in this game. So creepy cool art once more. We'll love it so much. And just the logo. The logo's great. Horror. So you have a table, multiple different tables and themes about how you can just come up with horrible, gribbly alien monstrosities on the spot, which is just awesome. Cool dark art there. Preparing your first session. I think that I read the PDF of this quite a while ago, and they had some. Oh man, that's nasty. Yeah, so there's all these different like little tables of how you can just kind of roll things up to really minimize prep and such too. There's a lot of things about this game that I'm super excited for. I might have said earlier, but a couple years late. But ever since I read the campaign page, it's been one of like probably the top 3 games that I want to play or do a little one shot of between other games. There's not really time to get a big campaign going, but I think this game would be really good for one shots too. Tactical considerations, cool, something to survive, creating interesting puzzles. Ooh, I think I may use that for the D&D campaign we're currently in. Compelling answers, planning for failure, definitely a good one to be aware of. Here we go, somewhere to save. How to draw a map, all very useful things. Tying it all together, indeed. One of the books that we'll get into next, just speaking about how to run your first session, is a starter scenario, which looks freaking often. Once again, safety instructions, game master etiquettes, always good things to include. Taking good notes, being impatient. Oh no, being impartial. Being impatient is me and D&D when I've got things that I want to hit and need to slow down and not rush into. Describing the situation. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. And at this point, just kind of flipping through, showcasing the art rather than reading through anything too closely. Resolving actions. Making good rulings. So case in point, what we were talking about before, or what I mentioned before about rulings over rules is something that I quite enjoy. Different kinds of encounters, social, violent, ships in space. Ooh, that is some terrifying, creepy, cool art. Campaign settings. So building your campaigns, and it's kind of gone on to the larger scope stuff now. Space truckers, off-road colonists, crash landers, hyperspace raiders, bounty hunters, corporate inspectors. Corporate inspectors would be fun. Not my usual cup of tea, but that'd be sweet. Explorers, private mercenaries. Space truckers, though. Just sounds like a blast. Creating an area. Cool. How to create factions. How much should a job pay? Job boards. Campaigning economics. That doesn't sound fun to me personally, but obviously useful to have. Skills or a wish list. New skills. Difficulty setting. Cool. Mixing it up. Oh, nice. I like this a lot. So, horror subgenres, rather than just kind of repeating again. In the first D&D campaign I ever ran, it just kind of went from a couple fights, a little bit of plots, to big showcase boss battle, repeat for a while. And so mixing it up is very important. Telling a good story, indeed. And ending your campaign, something that's also very important. A note from Sean and Alan. Okay, it is Sean. Thank you so much for reading this book. We hope it helps you have more fun when you play with your friends. We wrote this book to show how easy it is to run role-playing games, and we hope you've accomplished that. Well put. At the end of the day, people are more important than games, and no amount of technique, advice, rules, or systems can overcome the simple fact that in order to play, you need to be generous and kind. This is especially true in horror games. And that's it. All you need to know is get started. Remember, the game isn't this book, it's on the table. So put this book down, grab your friends, and get playing. We will too. Love that. Then at the end here, we have more random tables, and that is it. Once again, like, super efficient, awesome to use. And in terms of use, love that. No, I have to go track down Sean to get a autograph there. Okay, and then Shipbreaker's Toolkit, I believe this next one is. I think there's more books in here than I thought. Let's just put them up there. Shipbreaker's Toolkit. Once again, awesome art. Ship spec sheet on the back. So once again, like, all really, really useful for the game rather than just being fluff. Ship deck plan icons, travel costs. Once again, really useful just in-game things. Cool, creepy art. Nice, so character creation just for your ship, basically. Ship stuff. Once again, just kind of flipping through, looking at the cool art for now. Dropship interior. And then it's very much kind of like retro future kind of starships, which is always a good look. Very much kind of like what we have currently available meets Alien, I would say, kind of. And what we have currently available, like our current space station, is like clearly inspiration is more of a better way to word that. Yeah, cool. So it's got like a little bit of lore on all these different kinds of vessels. And then my assumption, yeah, the layout too, which is cool. So if you ever had a fight on your ship, you could have an idea, like a clear idea of where everyone is and what would be present. Jump liner. Tannhauser. Cool. Exploration vessel. Upgrades. Ooh, yay, upgrades. And then class 0 vessels. So these are little small ship-to-ship vehicles. Pretty neat. Utility pod. Space travel. Detection and range. Example of play. I really like these little example of plays and how they're on double spreads with art. Really like that. Preparing your ship, maintenance issues. So once again, super cool and fun. Just roll on a table and just let the story take you. Major repairs. Who pays the bills? Always important. And then there is the example ship character sheet there. Deck plan. Oh, that's really, really cool. Yeah, awesome. And next up, Next up is the unconfirmed contacts report. So I read through some of the PDF for this before we went to bed one night, and it literally kept me up at night. It was creepy. Once again, that could just be more fault of my own being bad with scary stuff, but I thought I would share that too. Well done to everyone involved in making this. How to use this book, how to read a stat block. So this is something I was confused about reading PDF, so I'm looking forward to reading through this a little bit clearer and getting an idea of the armor points, maximum wounds, and how exactly it worked, because I wasn't clear when I read it through. But, so for example, this right here, let's move that a little bit closer. That is the equivalent of the stat block, if you want to compare it to like D&D, which is so concise. It's crazy. I watched a really cool little video by Bob Worldbuilder, who covers lots of 5e or D&D and DJ adjacent stuff. He had a video recently about stat blocks and how there's so much not really necessary information in 5e ones. And just as a point of comparison, obviously a different game, different system, but the comparison is wild. Armor points, maximum wounds. Cool, very cool. And a creepy, groovy monster there. Oh, and this one is color. The For Your Eyes algorithm. Do not open. And so how they've done this is really abstract and I think is really neat. So the stat blocks are present. I think this one doesn't necessarily have like an actual stat block though. Yeah, it doesn't. So this one is almost more of like a creepy AI thing or something in a computer, you could say. Whereas this one, angels, do have an actual stat block that you can see up there in white. That's legible there. But how this is a better example than on the first one. So it's got information that you can share with the players that all just kind of give some details about the creature. So down here, long-term spacers, veterans of FTL, claim to have witnessed great gates opening like hateful eyes across space, often accompanied by a sense of true and transcendent purpose, the awakening of an ancient adversary whose obscured hand stretches across a history longer than night. And so this is just what someone remarked. So you can just share all of that or pieces of that if you want to. And up here, looks like some religious stuff. An exceptionally fine and clean copy of a very rare edition. The musical notes are diagonal in shape, and at foot the title appears. All others to print these psalms are any part of them. So yeah, just kind of interesting little things that you can share. From Library of Lewis Fitzgerald Benson DD, bequeathed by him to the Library of... Yeah, cool. So really abstract, but really neat. And I think the abstract nature really... Well, let me get back to that thought in just a moment. Harkens back to horror movies or any sort of like thriller suspense thing where the object of your fear is most scary when you don't know exactly what it is and what it looks like. So that's really what I get from this. Belladonnas, these kind of remind me of like Wyvern Raptor things. I remember reading that earlier, and once again, like that little fellow up there is a stat block, which is so cool. And then the body politic, creepy, creepy, creepy. The Nay's Habit from the sketchbook of Charles Gomer. I can't describe it to you, not because I don't have the words, but because my tongue has filibustered all my attempts. Yes, even this one. Yeah, I know it's crazy. Poop, poop, pee, poop. I'm an idiot. See? Asshole did it again. No, not my actual asshole. Wise guy. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Each sapient's zooid of this colonial organism replaces an organ of its host. So that just gives you an example of why the tongue won't allow this person to speak. The brown stream. Oh, creepy. Sea levels, kind of executives, alien executives, I guess. A cabin, chronopods. So it's like a very esoteric, wild mix of things. Demons, Dorians, the drowning. Ew. The engineer. I will let the stars into every dark place. I will let the light of the cosmos scour clean the worms that lurk in dark steel halls hidden from the eye of creation. We were not meant to tread on void. Yeah, it's just so creepy. Entity LK5. Family meal number 5. Freighter 54. Creepy curling hallways. Good! Company-wide advisory. Good is to be avoided at all costs. This phenomenon is found on multiple research or collector facilities, apparently from a bizarre egalitarian culture without class division and an unnecessary number of workspace safety features. Such areas are best avoided by corporate personnel to minimize exposure to the complex cognitive behavioral effects associated with good. Good! So yeah, all kinds of freaky things. We'll scroll a little bit quicker through here. Or flip a little quicker. Granny, ghouls, greys, hatchetmen, great name, creepy art. Headjackers, oh that's also terrifying. Husks. Hyperspace raiders, incubus. Little gods. Mother. Monolith. Gives me kind of like a space whale vibe. Cool. Nomads. Neocentric transmission, omnivore, and like obviously the arts can be used because it's so abstract. Like you can kind of take what you want from it and make everything your own too. And again, because the stat blocks are so simple, I'm assuming, I haven't done it yet obviously, but that'll be really easy to make your own horrible, gribbly space monstrosities. Pure love, root land, being attacked by pure love. Oh no! I'm sure it's horrible though. Root language. SS High Gold, the Sea of Silence. So case in point, some of them aren't necessarily entities as abstract things that you need to face down. Sally in the Screen, Spore Clouds. Oh, that is amazingly creepy art. The Stain, Star Shades. Dang, like that is a really cool spread of those two monsters. Stickmen, Succubus, Throat Leeches. Oh, that sounds fun. Unpersons. Nice, just kind of like a shadow with just like a maw instead of a face. Ooh. Vitalizing Fields, Whitevine. Oh god. Ooh. Womb. Oh, like how this is done almost like an old relic. The World Worm. My goodness. You zombies. And then there we are, Index. Oh my goodness. Oh, cool. And it actually has all of the stat blocks on this last page. So if you lose your page, you can just flip back here. Wild. Oh my goodness. Womb. When handling, 1% chance to become pregnant. Terrifying. 5 quick horrors. Oh, nice. And then the back is just like some simple ones to throw in if you need something quick. This book is terrifying, and I love it. All right. And then last, but certainly not least, the introductory adventure for Mothership Sci-Fi Horror RPG, another bug hunt. So I did read through the PDF of this, and so I've already got I think I read through the whole thing. It was like quite compelling as far as reading through adventures and such for pretty much, like for any D&D ones, like I don't think that they're that interesting to read through, but excuse me. But this little fellow was really entertaining, creepy, really cool, and I am really excited to run it for my friends and my wife and see how it goes, because it sounds like so much fun. Let's check out the back. So again, the back, ooh, carcinidid. So different traits of the monsters, which is neat. And once again, fantastic use of space. So mission organization chart of all of these different people that I think you will or can meet. Written by D.G. Chapman, Luke Gearing, Alan Girding, Tyler Kimball. I think Luke Gearing makes a lot of stuff for this game too, but more of like their own stuff. How to use this module. Another bug hunt features 4 interconnected scenarios for the Mothership Sci-Fi Horror RPG. Each scenario can be played in roughly 3 to 6 hours with any number of players and a warden. Take as much or as little timing as you need. Introducing Wes. Hello, Warden. I am your Warden. I am your Warden Educational Support, or Wes. I'm here to guide you through this module and provide helpful tips and tricks for running your first game of Mothership. Anytime you see this symbol, you will find extra insight and context to help you run your game. Cool. Very, very cool. And a little content warning, which I think is always a good thing to include. So arachnophobia, body horror, mind control, violence, claustrophobia. Cool. And once again, just fantastic layout. This is the first page of the freaking book. It's got like the cool topographical background there, the nice striking colors on top of it with the yellow. What's going on? The signal timeline of events up until now, so that you as the game master or the warden for this know what's going on. and have some background information that you can disperse here and there. And then here is the kind of flow chart, for lack of better words, of this whole little adventure, which is neat. Freedom to choose. There is Wes giving us fun advice. The Carsonids. So I'm not going to go into depth reading about them, but crabs are freaking cool. I think that they're super neat, and you know what? I'm not going to say anything else, just that they are crab related, just in case anyone's going to play through this. But yeah, cool thing here. I like it. Yeah, so fun, cool layout, and yeah, there we go. Horrible, gribbly alien crab babies. Oh, God, that's terrifying. I didn't realize his head's backwards. Once again, just fantastic layout. I'm mostly flipping through every single book. I didn't intend to flip through every single book, but mostly just looking at the layout and the arts interspersed between it all. Looks like about good timing to wrap this up, though. I don't know if my mic's going to pick it up. I bet it will, but there's some construction across the streets, and they just started pounding on something. Hidden ship there. Yeah, we'll just scroll through this quick. More cool, fun art. More cool, fun art. Timeline. And escape at the end there. Freaking sweet. So, thank you for coming along for this little look at Mothership, the sci-fi horror RPG. I am so excited to run this, and yeah, it just looks like a freaking creepy, fun blast. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Bye!